Hey Virgo, welcome to your forecast for March 18th through the 24th. This will be a general reading for Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be focusing on the Libra full moon, the Mercury retrograde, Uranus and Taurus, money, job, spirituality, family connection, anything that comes up, really. I'm not really focusing on love in these readings. I do my love readings separately. So if you would like a love reading, check out the link in the description of the video. That will take you to the love readings on this channel, okay? So let's see what's happening for Virgo in the week ahead. I'm burning my Palo Santo to bring in some nice, clean, fresh energy. Let's see what is happening for our Virgo friends. All right, here's your Monday, Tuesday. I'm using a beautiful springy deck. The day of the full moon, March 20th, also happens to be the spring equinox. So we're going to celebrate spring with this new deck. All right, let's get your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Guys, this obviously is a general reading, but I want you to try to make it your own. Take a look at the images on the cards while I'm speaking and see what images, what colors are jumping out at you, what it makes you think of, right? Like what you think of when you see those images or those colors. And that's kind of a way where you can also receive some additional slightly little bit more personal messages for yourself, right? Thousands of people typically watch these videos, so I'm not going to hit on every single message, but overall I try to hit on as many as I can. So Virgo, your first card here is assurance, and I love the symbolism of this card. I really do, because we see this mighty tree here. It's very twisted, it's very gnarly, and to me that gives me a sense or a feeling of like it just being very thick and very solid and having really deep roots. And we see these women or these people that seem to be entwined in the tree, and this makes me feel like different aspects of the tree, different parts of your personality, different layers, and how they're all needed, they're all necessary. Okay, and the different elements, different seasons. So Virgo, I think a lot of you in the beginning of the week, you're coming into this very serious contemplation, and you're thinking about who you've been in different parts of your life, the different parts of you, the different layers that you currently have, and you're thinking of like how to utilize that and how to use that to your advantage, how to take the positive points of each of these. For example, your temper or your anger, the angry side of you, figuring out ways to use that energy positively or constructively instead of destructively, right? Or self-destructively. Maybe some of you Virgos are coming out of a pattern or a time of self-destruction. And also you're kind of beginning to see how maybe some certain decisions you made or times in your life that you were very sad about, or that you had a very hard time finding closure about them, you're realizing some gift or some blessing that came out of them that made you a little bit more of who you are, or brought you in some way, ironically enough, some new level of stability or some new level of rooting that you would not have had otherwise. So there's reassurance coming to you through the universe in that way. There's a message coming to you that all things are happening in their season, in their time, for different reasons and for different aspects. You know, that tree needs the snow to come down and let the old leaves fall so it can rest, and then eventually the snow will melt and it could drink it up and take that nourishment and have all these new leaves come up, right? The summertime, everything happens for a reason for that tree, for different cycles that it needs to have and it needs to be through. Okay, it can't be producing fruit constantly. It can't be bare constantly. It needs those changes and those variations. So you're coming into some sense of serenity in that way, some sense of peace in that way, where you're realizing, hey, whatever happens, I'm good, and whatever happens, it's happening for a reason, and it's not going to be forever, right? Some of you Virgos, you guys can be really perfectionists, and maybe for a really long time you had a lot of pressure to really overachieve or to really like be seen as doing something perfectly, and you're realizing that, hey, there's times that I can rest and that doesn't make me lazy, or there's times that I can pull away and that doesn't make me lazy. Some of you have been struggling with the subject of retirement, which I'm hearing right now, which is very interesting to me. Some of you have been struggling with the topic of retirement. And I feel that for some of you who have, I think you're struggling because maybe you're getting ready to retire from something very physical. Maybe your job was very physical. I don't know, maybe you did something like, you were a firefighter and it was really physical, and you're thinking of like, retiring from it and starting a business, but you feel weird about that because you're not like, old, you just might not be a young 19-year-old kid fresh out of like academy who's like, running up ladders and doing flips and I don't know what, but so some of you are having a hard time with that because even though you're not quote unquote old, although there's nothing wrong with being old, some of you are having a hard time with that, and you're like, I don't want to think of myself as retired, and it's more of like a mental thing. And some of you are realizing that, you know what, it's okay for me to move into this new stage or this new phase. It doesn't make me a weird person. It doesn't make me an insignificant person, right? It's time for another season. It's time for a new season or a new chapter in my life. And for other ones of you, you're just learning to like just be more understanding of yourself and go easier on yourself. It's so funny because I said somebody might be retiring for like being a firefighter, and I just heard like sirens outside, but they're in the distance. I don't think they're gonna come down the street. I don't think you guys will hear it. And then watch, I'll say that, and they'll come turn the corner and come like making a ton of noise. This card's been following a lot of the signs. Virgo. This came up for Scorpio. This came up for Leo, and this came up for Taurus. All right, and I was shuffling. You all saw me shuffle. I shuffled the heck out of the cards, but it's popping up. So some of you may have Scorpio in your or Taurus or Leo in your sun or moon, or in your rising or Venus or whatever. You might be cross watching. So some of you may have had this card come up in several of your readings. Those of you who do the watching for your moon sign and rising sign and all that, you may have had it come up a few times. It's funny to me because if I watched all my videos, it would have come up for me every single time because I'm Scorpio sun, Taurus moon, Libra rising, but my Venus is in Virgo. I've got a Virgo Venus, so every single one would have popped that up for me except for Libra. I don't think this came up for Libra, and my rising is in Libra. So you have this energy here for or is it Venus? I'm not an astrology expert. Something sky. My skyline is Virgo. I don't know if skyline is the stars or sky star or something. I gotta brush up on that. I'm not advanced, but anyway, this is about you guys. So your Wednesday, Thursday, you've got acceptance of love. Okay, this is in the middle of the week, and acceptance of love is coming in for different ways for different ones of you. Some of you are trying to strengthen an existing relationship, and I think for most of you Virgos, that's kind of what's going on. Some of you, there could be a new love coming in, or you could be trying to reconcile with a past love. Some of you have been running from love for a long time, and it's catching up with you. And I read intuitively, so I'll look at the pictures and different things will jump out at me, and I'm seeing this card a little bit differently than for some of you, than for some of the other signs. And I'm gonna go into it a little bit deeper in what I'm seeing for Virgo. Okay, the personalities are looking very different to me than they did in the other cards. So what I said in a lot of the other readings was that, like this person's made out of tree trunk, this person's made out of leaves and flowers in different colors, and they're very different, but they're going to be able to complement one another because that tree trunk is a nice little place for that ivy to lay and wrap around, and for that tree trunk, it might be a nice little covering or a warmth or an adornment or a beauty. So even though they're very different, they're complementing one another, and their differences are bringing out the positive qualities of one another. So instead of differences clashing, it's working together and it's flowing. But I don't know why, Virgo, when I look at this for you guys and I see the masculine here in this card, and also the feminine, it seems to me like there's this discomfort. I don't know, in that kiss. I didn't see discomfort in the kiss in other cards. I'm seeing discomfort in the kiss in these cards. So I think that for some of you Virgos, you are with someone that is making you feel out of your element. And even though in the other readings I got that as like, hey, this is really great and it's complementing one another, even though this is complementing one another, and even though you might feel like this is something that really works well with me, maybe you're needing a little bit of an alone time, you know? Maybe you're needing to accept this love in a little bit of a different way, where the season comes and maybe somebody trims some of that ivy down or whatever it might be, and you have some time to breathe, some room to breathe, and then maybe you come back to it. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're coming into a separation. It could be that some of you are in a situation in your love life where you're needing air, you're needing space, or you're needing to just kind of, you know, trim something, or bring something down. I don't know if I want to say to a minimum, but, you know, not get rid of it, but, you know, minimize it a little bit. You know, again, this is a general reading. It's not going to be the same for every single one of you. Some of you may be cross-watching, and that might be the feeling that you're getting about a Virgo. Where, like, you're like, dude, we were so perfect for each other, but this person didn't see it. This person so didn't see it. Or maybe you're the Virgo and you feel that way about somebody else. We were so perfect for each other, but that person didn't see it because they couldn't see my beauty or my worth or my value or what I was bringing to the table. You know, that could be the case for you. That could be the case for you. So it's going to be different for different ones of you, okay? Look at it and see what it's saying to you, right? That's a good way that you can get the messages that are meant for you. You know, you might see that couple very differently. You might look at that couple and say, no, I see pure love. Or, no, I see somebody new that's like somebody stepping out of a dream. So make the reading your own and see kind of what images are jumping out at you, what colors are jumping out at you. These are going to be general, right? So I'm just going over a few of the different scenarios. Overall, though, I would definitely say for some of you, you are dealing with a situation with someone that it's not quite over yet. So even if you've been getting cold feet, or even if the other person's been getting cold feet, it feels to me like there's more to the story. And this is a relationship or a soul connection where you guys are learning about love. And again, I still wasn't going to focus on love in this reading, but it came up. And if it came up, we have to acknowledge it, okay? Let's look at your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Adventure. See? I told you, Virgo, some of you are feeling a little bit suffocated. And maybe you still love your fabulous little ivy flower person, but maybe you're just wanting some adventure. You're wanting to get out. And it's funny because when I did the reading for Libra, something about the card made me think about like road tripping, like driving through, like, you know, just open space and seeing mountains and seeing blue skies and you know, bodies of water and just that fresh air. Like, you know, it made me think of like as kids we would go camping as a family and we would drive through like these really beautiful mountain regions, and it was very exciting, you know, being out of the city and seeing that. I'm a city kid, you know, so it was just really like, wow, that's so beautiful. And that's the feeling I got for Libra, and that's the feeling that I'm getting for some of you guys, Virgo. So you may have Libra somewhere in your chart, or you may be dealing with a Libra who is like this partner in crime that you're wanting to kind of run off with. Some of you might be wanting to take some kind of a trip. This is adventure. Some of you are also going on some kind of a plan or a dream, okay, where maybe this person's being a partner in crime, regardless of what their sign is. There could be some kind of partner in crime for you where you all are kind of hatching up some new little idea or new little scheme that's going to be a way to bring about change in your life, okay? Some of you are just hiding out from pressures. You're hiding out from pressures. That's what I feel like this little shell in the sky feels like a little bit of a hammock to me, or a tree house, or like a hiding space. And I don't mean that you're literally going to run up in a tree house and hide away from the world, but there's just something about being in nature or disconnecting and wanting to just take a look at your life from a bird's eye view before you make a major decision. Okay, so some of you are thinking about walking away from a relationship or a separation or a divorce, and you're like, okay, you know, I'm not doubting what I feel, but let me look at all of the different aspects before I make a decision. Some of you are getting ready to leave behind some kind of life's work, something that you've done for a very long time, okay? And that might be why retirement was something that was coming up for me in the beginning of the week for you, Virgo. But some of you are just you're wanting a change in your life, and you feel like it sounds crazy. Like if you sat down and told somebody else that you want to make these changes, they're going to be like, you need to get your head out of the clouds, you need to like be realistic. But you're not going crazy. You've got the full moon in Libra coming in midweek. Full moon in Libra is encouraging us to speak our truth. We're going to see the truth about situations being revealed. Some of you have devoted your life to a company or a cause or an organization where you're beginning to see corruption, and you're like, dude, I don't feel the same way about this anymore. I don't feel proud to be a part of this anymore. Some of you are seeing truths about yourself and where you're not being fulfilled, or you're not receiving what you need, and you don't want to live in that inauthenticity anymore, right? Or you're seeing the truth about a partner or something, and you're like, this isn't a healthy love. It could be all kinds of things, but you're having this realization. And then you've got Uranus and Taurus, which is changing our life for the next 7 years. A lot of people are feeling very guided to restructure their life right now, and the things that brought them stability before maybe don't feel the same, and they're wanting stability now. You're wanting stability now, and you're restructuring your foundation. You're restructuring your life, and that can be terrifying. So Virgo, because you guys are very good at like picking out problems or obstacles, you're good at like seeing what's not gonna work, or you're good at seeing what's not good about a situation. You know, being in that Mercury retrograde energy has also been a very good time for you to review, revise, you know, analyze. And now you're just kind of getting this bird's eye view. You're taking a big step back before you make some really big decisions, and you're looking at something from all angles. But Virgo, you're about to turn your life completely and totally in a new direction, okay? Like, I just feel like for some of you, you're feeling like you're turning around and you're heading the exact opposite way that you've headed for the past, you know, however many years you've been alive. You're like, you feel like you're doing this complete 180 and just completely flipping it to the opposite. But it's going to be different for different ones of you. And that's why I always say watch your moon sign and rising sign videos, because that's going to bring more personal information for you, depending on your energetic makeup, from where your planetary makeup is, and from where your planets fall, right, in your chart. And the pick a card readings are also going to be very good also, because it's like helping you're connecting your personal energy with a particular message, so that's a little bit more of a personal touch too. Obviously, I'm available for private readings, but my wait is until May. I am booked until May, and I am sorry about that, but I am going as fast as I can. This is typically the point of the reading where I pull an angel card, but we're doing the angel cards every day now. I tried that last week. A lot of you really love it. You guys like getting an angel message 7 days a week instead of once a week, and it's been a nice little like boost or encouragement each day. So I'm going to keep doing that. Comment and let me know what pick a cards you'd like to see. Okay, I just did a pick a card a couple of days ago. Somebody, a viewer, had an excellent idea, and I went ahead and I credited them in the video. I can't pronounce the name. I don't want to butcher it, but I think I got it right on the pick a card video. But I will give you a shout out. I will say, hey, this was so-and-so's idea, and let me know what topics you would like the meditations on as well. My patrons are going to get a very special Libra full moon meditation. But then over time, I'm going to have more meditations available for my YouTube people as well. You guys, that angel message, nobody else is getting that. That's exclusive for my YouTube family. I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey. Thank you for being a part of mine, Virgo. I am sending you so much love and so much light.